Young and Restless recap. Adam seeks answers from Victor. Hello everyone, welcome back to my another video. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Elena gives Sharon an upbeat update on Chance at Crimson Lights. Nick enters and Sharon informs him that although Chance was shot, he will recover. The promotion, according to Sharon, was meant to keep him out of harm's way. According to Elena, he is stable. Nick has been occupied with family matters, so he hadn't heard about it on the news. He hears from Sharon that Summer visited the hospital. Nick is surprised that she went to the hospital, even though he knew they had been becoming closer. "What's happening with the family?" asks Sharon. Nick tells her that Victor's delusions were all staged. "Who walked into the trap?" queries Sharon. "Do I already know, or not?" Young and Restless, Crystal Kalu reveals gender of baby number 2, getting closer. "It wasn't Adam," claims Nick. "Nate is the betrayer." Sharon finds it unbelievable. Nick claims that he has been saying that he is untrustworthy since the beginning. In order for Victoria to take charge and for him to be second in command, he wanted to get his father out of the way. When Sharon finds out what Nate had planned, she speculates that he might have believed it to be the best course of action. Nick refutes the claim and discloses that Victor let Nate go. Sharon queries, "What comes next?" "I need to talk to you about that," he says hesitantly. Nick clarifies that his father desires for him to go back to Newman. Sharon queries if he's thinking about it. Nick claims that Adam will take action to take advantage of this situation, and that Victoria is not in a position to make decisions at this time. "What are you really trying to tell me, Nick?" inquires Sharon. Nick claims that at the moment, his dad has no allies. Sharon knows he's thinking about going back. In her office, Victoria discovers Nikki. Her mom is worn out. Victoria quips that having to keep such a horrible secret from everyone must be exhausting. Although Mickey is aware of her distress, they will need to discuss it tomorrow. Why? Victoria wonders, what is going to change? She becomes enraged over her father's lack of confidence in her and her mother's acceptance of it. Nicky expressed his disagreement with it to him. Victoria yells, "Could you let Dad trick us?" Such a way. They argue over Nate. "This is about what you did to me," yells Victoria. She was so worried about her father. Victor, according to Nikki, insisted that she not know until the appropriate moment. "I thought I was going to lose my father," cries Victoria. "How could you subject me to that?" Victor persuaded Nikki to agree to this, even though she was opposed, saying that she would tell Nate the truth if she knew it. "Hopefully, this has opened your eyes. You are aware that you can never put your trust in Nate, correct?" Victoria no longer wants to discuss Nate. Nikki believes she must confront his treachery. Victoria queries why her father is always correct. According to Nikki, Nate had a plan. What is the current situation? Nikki receives a call about an emergency, says Claire as she walks in. As Nikki walks away, she tells Victoria not to make any snap decisions. "What made you so upset?" Nikki asks Claire as she shuts the door. Adam opens the door to Victor's office and goes inside. "You've never responded to me before. Where does that leave me, since you want Nick to return to work for Newman Enterprises, now that Nate is gone?" Victor is still undecided. He admits to Adam that he thought he would be the one to take advantage of his mental instability. That being said, he's glad he didn't betray him. "Actually, son, you kept me safe. Thank you for that." Adam will also be honest with him. It was all a lie from the beginning, he told him, adding that he wanted to start at the bottom and work his way up. He wanted retribution because it hurt to be kicked out of the joint venture with Nick and Sharon. He would find a way to destroy the family business as soon as he was back in it. Victor harbored doubts, and then I began to reflect on all the times I had let you down and all the ways I had hurt you over the years. Adam claims he wished to be a part of this amazing entity that you've built, the family and the business, Rather, he clung to his anger and hurt. Before Victor began acting in an upsetting way, that's when everything changed. Victor queries, "How?" Adam says that his plan became irrelevant when he felt as though he was losing his grip on reality. All he could think about was attempting to keep him safe and hoping for his recovery. He hasn't spent as much time with him as Victoria and Nick did. "I wasn't prepared to lose you then." Is he upset that he set a trap? Victor asks. Adam believes it was a wise decision and a brilliant move. Victoria, Nate, and him all had motives to take advantage of his illness for their own gain. Like him, Victoria is ruthless, and it was clear what Nate wanted. "You think like your father," grinned Victor. Adam knows why he doesn't trust him, but he still has questions about what will happen to him going forward. Is Adam still keen on starting at the bottom and working his way up? Asks Victor. Adam laughs, saying that's not necessary. It was just a cunning ploy, and he has been running this company. It was him who had the ingenious answer to his dilemma. He is at least deserving of Nate's job. The issue, Victor muses, is that he still views himself as his number two, and he doesn't want the conflict to surround him. And Victoria must resolve your disagreements. That's easy enough. Adam sarcastically remarks. But what about Nick? Victor still needs to be aware of his position. Adam believes he will be third in line for the throne forever. No matter how many times he proves himself, they will always be ranked higher than him. After that, Adam walks out. Sharon is aware that Nick always looks out for his family at Crimson Lights. It seems like Nick's job. Sharon is aware that it is a characteristic of him. Nick wanted to talk to her about it because he didn't want to leave her in the dark. He hasn't made up his mind yet. Kirsten is good and ready for a relaunch, according to Sharon. She can continue on her own, but she would prefer to continue with partners. You must act in your families and your own best interests. Her support means the world to Nick, and he is grateful for it. Please help me. I feel like my father and Newman really need me right now. Then do what you have to do, Sharon says to him. Claire informs Nikki in her office that her aunt broke her arm after falling at her lake house. Nobody works full-time to take care of her. Nikki advises Claire to take as much time as she requires. There's something else I should probably tell you about her, Claire continues. Claire says, and it's a little embarrassing, not knowing how she will respond. The biggest fan of yours is Aunt Jordan. Nikki is flattered but surprised. Claire claims that she truly intended to see her this weekend when she was visiting. But obviously, now that the arm is broken, Nikki says she's not coming anyway. She is going to surprise her sister by meeting up with her in Napa. Actually, here's a concept. Would you like to board the Newman jet with me? She is not going to accept no. Although Claire acknowledges how awful it is, she still thanks her and asks for one more favor. When she dropped her off, Claire would like her to come over and say hello to her aunt, perhaps over a cup of tea. Yes, Nikki thinks she could, but it would need to happen quickly. Claire extends her gratitude to her for her understanding. My Aunt Jordan is entirely correct. The greatest thing that has ever happened to me is coming to work for you. Nick gets off the elevator at Newman and is greeted by Adam. They discuss how Adam isn't a traitor. Adam assumes Nick isn't upset about Nate leaving. Nick says he knows. He's happy that Adam didn't take advantage of their father's illness, but it says a lot that everyone was expecting it. Adam's behavior is acceptable at the moment, Nick tells him, but they both know that can change in an instant. Adam understands that Nick doesn't think highly of him. There must be exceptional circumstances when you and Victoria make mistakes. It's forced upon you. However, mistakes I make are unavoidable. Nick is tired of talking. Adam informs him that Victor has left for the day and is not in the office. He wonders if Nick is there to inform him that he will be returning to Newman. It's between him and her father, claims Nick. I would rather keep you in the dark about my intentions. Victoria enters the jazz lounge and goes to the bar to order a glass of wine. In a flashback to their most recent meeting, she tells Nate that she wants to fight for them. She takes out her phone and consults her contact list. She wants to resolve this. She texts him. Nick shows up and queries why no one is responding to her texts. Victoria acknowledges. Nate isn't responding. She should let it go, Nick says. Nick is forewarned by Victoria that she won't be persuaded to change her mind by Nate. All she wants to know is what comes next. They ponder whether Chancellor Winters would welcome him back. Victoria queries whether he's spoken to Dad recently. When Nick passed the office, he only saw Adam. Victoria is concerned that their father will assign him to be her helper. Who knows? Nick shrugs. Nick is asked by Victoria, "Are you coming back to the family company?" Where he is leaning. Adam goes into Victor's office at Newman and takes a seat in the CEO chair. Victor asks Nikki at Newman Media if she's ready to go home. She bemoans the fact that he set the family on fire. "We need to discuss this." As they sit, Nikki informs him. Victoria is very angry. "I need you to be ready." Although Victor is not shocked, he believes that setting the trap was successful. She simply needs more time to resolve this. Though she worries that he might lose her, Nikki hopes so. Victor is certain that she won't ever quit the business. He wants to return home and spend time with his family. Nikki tells him about Claire's emergency and mentions how much of a fan her aunt is. While she visits Casey, she offers to take her on the plane. I consented to enter and greet the lady. She worries that with the family in disarray, she shouldn't leave town. I'm coming as a surprise, and Casey is unaware of my arrival. Victor wants her to go enjoy herself with her sister and feel Claire's aunt's admiration. Victor gives Nikki a quick, "All right, darling," and a hand kiss. Claire descends the stairs into the club's foyer, surveys her surroundings with a menacing expression, and then leaves. On the young and the restless, Victor grows impatient with the family's internal strife. Jack and Ashley disagree about how they want to exact revenge, and Mamie gives Nate some advice. Missed the episode today? Get up to date on Paramount+. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Young and Restless 24, and stay with us. How?